You know, if you don't do anything special, you start to wonder if you are special.
So the other day I was reminiscing about my childhood in Sunday school, more specifically, all the awful movies and shows that we were forced to watch against our will. And all those movies, they were pretty low budget, right? They were poorly acted, but their main point was just to entertain us and also give us a lesson. There were all kinds of crazy movies about, the past, Bible stories, the present and the future, tribulation, all that. But amongst all of those, there was one very specific show that stood out to me. And I even had to look it up. I had to do a quick Google search because I thought maybe perhaps I had made it up in my mind and it never really existed. And I even remember how I felt about it. After looking it up, I remember exactly how I felt about it. So what I looked up was Christian Caterpillar Show. And what came up was Hermie and Friends. And I just reminded myself of how much I hated it. I just remember hating it as a child. So obviously I had to sit down and watch one episode, the first episode of it. And let me tell you something. It is way worse. Like significantly worse than I remember. I'll give you a quick synopsis. This episode that I watched is about how Hermie feels ordinary and he's not very satisfied with himself. He wants to be something more. He just feels like he's too ordinary. He wants to be something else. So he looks at other insects and he, observes them and thinks that, well, he wants like the wings of a butterfly, the strength of an ant, the shell of a snail, and the spots of a ladybug. And throughout the whole episode, he repeatedly asks God why he made him an ordinary caterpillar and not something special. And God gives him the same response every time. Shut up and give it some time. And the message of this whole episode is really, maybe God is never really done with you. Maybe he has something very special planned for you. This movie is one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life. There are many aspects of this show beyond the animation, which, by the way, is a complete eyesore. They're just terrible. For example, this one episode is 35 minutes long. I think it would have been a whole lot better if it had just been, it's not the only issue. I don't think it would have fixed the whole thing, but had it just been like 5 to 10 minutes, I think it would have been an adequate amount of time. Just keep the attention of children that are watching it and, get your point across. This whole episode takes so long to just get to the point that it so desperately wants to shove down the throats of the kids watching it. I was only 5 minutes into this episode and I already wanted to give up on life. The voice acting, by the way, is some of the worst I've ever heard, right alongside the NBA games.
Well done! Bravo! I give it a 10. Oh no! Hey, what? Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Oh! Whoa! Hey! Sorry, we're not home right now. Leave a message at the sound of the thud.
Hermie, come back. Come on back.
Who had thought
About what?
that a young buck like you could actually do the right thing and avoid getting his sorry
I had a
butt kicked
teammate
out the
hold me
game?
back. He told me to chill.
It sounds like they're trying, at least. It sounds like they're putting some effort into their performance, but they're still very bad at it. They're clearly amateurs at voice acting. And the main character, my God, not only is he stupid, but he's also an idiot. Even after multiple conversations with God, when he's asking God, the questions of why is he the way he is, God tells him the same thing every time. Just shut up and wait it out. And throughout the whole episode, he tries to even change himself. He tries to be strong. He tries to, he wants spots. And that just makes the episodes way more longer than it should be. And I guess you can say that, oh, well, that's kind of the point, really, how we can be impatient and how, I don't care, all right? It made the episode way more longer than it should have, and it made it even more unbearable for me. Have I mentioned the animation is a monstrosity? Hermie's friend looks like Hermie, but way worse. The snail looks like a shriveled up dick, and this ladybug is an absolute nightmare fuel. Wow, look at all that beautiful scenery. There are some attempts at comedy throughout the episode, if I can even call it that. But, you know, they obviously aren't any good. I imagine no one ever will watch this and expect it to be funny. But I did, however, laugh at, I think it's towards the beginning of the episode when Hermie starts singing. I started laughing uncontrollably.
Look at me. What's the deal? What's a worm gotta do?
That's not the only musical number. No, there's another one towards the end of the episode as Hermie is metamorphosing. There is a woman singing and they show us everything we just watched. So then Hermie and his friend turn into hideous butterflies, and that's where the episode ends. I wonder if they stay as butterflies throughout the rest of the... Nope. So either these episodes are all out of chronological order, or maybe the writers just didn't care enough. And if you're somehow offended by what I'm saying, you know, making fun of a Christian show made for children, well, first off, welcome. Secondly, screw you. I am just criticizing a poorly made show for children at church. I am not directly criticizing, you know, the Bible or God. I say all of this because I believe it is fully possible for there to be a movie or show, you know, with a Bible theme, religious theme, that can be made for kids, but also adults too, and still be amazing. Take The Prince of Egypt, for example. It manages to take a story from the Bible, make it compelling for kids and adults. The music is stellar, the animation is pleasing. So basically the complete opposite of Hermie and Friends. And I understand that it's unfair to compare a DreamWorks project to this, but I think my main point is it doesn't matter what the budget is or your resources. I think these people really did want to make like an entertaining show for kids at church, but I mean, they failed miserably. You know what? I think I might actually watch The Prince of Egypt tonight, just to cleanse my soul of Hermie and his friends. So, do I recommend that you watch Hermie and his and Friends? Yeah, 100%. You should check it out.